I'm back with series 2 of how I dispute bankruptcy. So Capital One has a pretty decent card on the platinum. The Capital Pay, so I like to give them away, and I like to cash them away to get those collections removed off your credit. Did you know that most collection clients receive the star letters or star email? Quick recap. On the last video, we created a dispute letter to send out to the consumer reporting agencies. Well, here are some results. With this particular account, we disputed with LexisNexis, right? And at first, LexisNexis did not do what we wanted them to do, which was delete this bankruptcy. The other consumer reporting agencies that we sent letters to did not have the bankruptcy on file, but LexisNexis did. So in return, LexisNexis did not delete our bankruptcy. So what we did was we filed a complaint with the CFPB. And through our filing a complaint with the CFPB, using our supporting documents, which was the letter that LexisNexis mailed us back stating that the bankruptcy is verified as accurate, but they did not send any supporting documents whatsoever as to how they have claimed to verify the bankruptcy. So we filed a complaint with the CFPB, uploaded all of our supporting documents, including our dispute letter. 18 days later, we have our results. Underlined in pink, LexisNexis has removed this bankruptcy record, and there's the case number, but you can't see it. But anyway, so now we are ready to go to step 3. But before we do that, I want to read you this, and I boxed it in bright yellow. And it says, please note, when information is removed from consumer reports provided by LexisNexis as a result of a dispute or a request, that change is only applicable to the reports generated by our company. Although LexisNexis Risk Data Management, a LexisNexis company, sells public records in bulk to a variety of customers, including consumer reporting agencies such as Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. LexisNexis data management's role is limited to providing its customers data it retrieves from courts, including updates and existing records. These bulk records are not consumer reports as defined under the Fair Credit Reporting Act law. Therefore, our customers make the final decision regarding whether or not to include a particular record in their result and are unaffected by the results of our reinvestigation. Basically, after LexisNexis have deleted the public record, it's no longer on their public records. But what they're saying is on the back end, they have another company that is called LexisNexis Data Management that still has that information on file. And that's why it's saying, therefore, our customers make the final decision regarding whether or not to include a particular record in their result and are unaffected by the results of our investigation. Which means that now we have to contact LexisNexis Data Management. That's where they get a lot of people at, because people think that LexisNexis it's just LexisNexis, and it's not. They have many different companies under their umbrella. So I have taken the liberty to make the call and have LexisNexis Data Management remove that information. So I just wanted to show you that, like, always read like the fine print. Okay, so now we're moving on to the second, which is the last page of this letter from LexisNexis. I want to read you this. LexisNexis also initiated a dispute of the bankruptcy record case, and this is the case number. Keep this letter, make copies of it, and send the copies in with your actual dispute letter. So now we're going to go ahead and create our bankruptcy dispute letter. I've already created the letter. Here is some verbiage here. This letter is going to be the same for all 3 credit bureaus because the bankruptcy is on all 3 credit bureaus. So I've just put like some bogus information here just for, you know, to keep things safe. So anyways, so I'm not going to read you the letter. I'm just going to show it to you. You can take screenshots if you like, or also I keep forgetting to mention, but we do provide a service for people who are disputing for themselves but don't necessarily know how or have time or are a little bit confused about how to create their dispute letters. we actually do have a service where we will create your dispute letters for you. And pretty much what that service provides is some extra maybe more experienced eyes on your credit report to find inaccuracies or discrepancies or just different dispute reasons or just different strategies to dispute with. So a lot of people opt for that. I know we do have like our DIY templates that are on our website that we do sell, but just so you know, we also provide that service where we create your dispute letters for you. And real quick, what comes with that is 2 months worth of disputes. So you'll have that. And for me, that's my baby. So if you're signing up for that service, I personally will be creating your dispute letters. Usually it's like a 24-hour turnaround during the weekday. So if you purchase those letters during the week, you'll have them by the next day. And basically, if you have a bankruptcy or whatever you have on your credit report, if you have a bankruptcy and 100 collections, what I do is I'll go over your credit report and I will make individual dispute letters for every inaccurate or negative account that is reporting on your credit report, give you access to our client portal, and you will be able to download your actual dispute letters, and you have access to them for like 6 months so that you could go back and download them if you lose them. So just to throw that out there, that is a service that we provide that is very cost effective. But anyways, here is my dispute letter. So I just threw in like 3 dispute reasons here, and you'll see here where it says your data furniture has found this inaccurate and deleted it. Please do the right thing and follow suit. Also, my other dispute reason here is error, inaccurate, fraudulent reference number, because at this point it is inaccurate and fraudulent because the person who reported this to you has deleted. And then error, misreporting bankruptcy. And then there's a little bit more verbiage here. And so this letter is going to go out to all 3 bureaus today. So today I'm going to show you how I incorporate using Metro 2 strategies when disputing collections. Okay, so I'm about to dispute a collection. Okay, so this is actually a real account that I'm gonna dispute. I just have like over here where their name and address is, like I just have something bogus there just for privacy purposes. But however, this is a real dispute letter that I'm about to send out later on this afternoon. Okay, so with this collection, the first thing that we're going to go to here, again, if you're following my yellow circle here, account name, which is header record field 12, LVNV funding. Okay, so my dispute reason here, and again, at the account name with collections, 100% always do a dispute reason there. That's important because with a collection, they have to actually validate the validity of the account, verify that it's yours and all that. So we're going to raise every question aside from saying that this is outright fraud, unless it really is fraud. So here my dispute reason is going to be, so I'm going to say error misreporting. So the reason why I'm putting error misreporting by the account name, and I'm going to put it here with the account number as well. And remember, I always do this with collections because I'm questioning the entire account. Okay, so under account type, base segment character field 9. Okay, so there are some discrepancies here where Equifax is saying that the account is open, okay? Experian is saying that this is an installment account. A credit card is not an installment account. Just saying. And then TransUnion is saying that this account is open. So my dispute reason here, I think I'm going to say something like this. I'm going to say, I challenge the validity of these reportings across the board. Okay? Because that's just not right. Especially how Experian is saying that it's an installment account. That's just wrong reporting. And when you're disputing any collection, you never want to allude to the fact that it is your account. And you also never want to lie if it is your account and say that it's not your account, okay? So for me, I stay in the warm middle with it. I don't lie on my disputes because we are a Christian company And I pray over all of our dispute letters. And so I ask God to bless all of my clients with favor with their credit reports. So I'm not going to be doing that and lying at the same time. It just doesn't go. But that's just me. So with that being said, stay truthful and use strategy to dispute. Okay, so account type detail, base segment character field 8. I challenge the validity of these reportings. And I'm going to put that across the board and you see how Experian is under account type detail, they're saying debt buyer. That can kind of let you know whether or not the account has been purchased by the debt buyer, or if the creditor, the original creditor, has hired the collection agency to recoup funds for them. So just a little tip there, if you ever see that this is a debt buyer, then that is basically them saying that the account is purchased by that debt buyer and they're not working for them. And also, if the debt buyer actually owns the account in its entirety, it also means that if you ever had to actually go back and settle that debt, then they'd have more wiggle room to negotiate more with you. Because if they're hired by the original creditor to recoup the debt, then they already have stipulations in place of how far they can go as far as doing settlements. That usually is already in place. But if they own the account, it's kind of more free reign. You have better flexibility there with negotiating. But we're not trying to pay anything. We're trying to get it deleted. So back to this. Okay, so where it says account status, base segment character field 17A. For here, I'm going to put this, error misreporting. Over here where TransUnion is not reporting anything, and I can clearly see because I have my base segment character fields highlighted in red that are required. So this is required, so this is a clear Metro 2 violation. So I want to make sure that I put that there, let them know that I'm calling them on that and make it stand out. So I'm just going to highlight it in yellow here. So next we have date open. So that's going to be really important with collections, especially if you are looking to see if the debt has been re-aged. But if I start talking about that, that's a whole nother video, so we're not going to go there. But always remember to keep an eye out on the date opened of all of your collections, and especially if they have been like a charged off credit card account or a charged off installment loan account. You're going to want to compare it to the date that the account was actually charged off to see if they re-aged the debt, because if they have re-aged the debt, then you can file suit against them and get you some money. Okay, but so date open across the board, they're reporting the same date. So here, since I do want to have a dispute reason here, I'm just going to put something here concerning the date. Simple. I'm just going to put error incorrect date, just to kind of make them look back over things to go over the date. Okay, so date closed, that doesn't apply because this is a collection account that is not closed, so we're not going to worry about that. So we're going to go down to the balance. Now with the collections, always put something where the balance is too, and always challenge it. So here under balance, I'm going to put this. I think I'm going to use this reason. That says error, I have not been proven to be legally responsible for this account, please remove. Okay, so we're gonna put that there across the board, and you see my thing kind of jump there, but I'll go back and fix that later. Right now we're just worrying about putting everything in, and remember this is Word, so you know you can play with it as much as you need to. So terms, surprisingly enough, terms is a required field because it is missing and not there. I'm just going to go back here and I'm going to copy the Metro 2 error message that I used previously, and I'm going to just paste it in there and use that. And so where it says term here and it says 1 month, like that's sketchy and questionable. So I definitely want to address. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to input error, incorrect term. And of course, I'm going to highlight it because that's me. Like, you get a dispute letter from me, it's going to be highlighted to the moon, and it's going to be all kinds of colors and everything in it because I want you to see what I want you to see. That's just how I've always been. Okay, so credit limit missing but required, right? Because that is the base segment character fields are in red, so that lets you know that it is a Metro 2 compliant requirement. So here across the board, I'm just going to put that there is an error, CDIA violation there, and Metro 2 compliance error. Okay, so here where the high balance is, I want to challenge that as well. So I'm going to put error, misrepresenting balance, and I'm going to highlight that, of course, and then I'm just going to copy and paste it over on the rest of my things there. Okay, past due amount does not. And next, where we have the payment status, as you can see, there's no Metro 2 fields or anything required for payment status on a collection account. So I'm not going to touch it. You can put a dispute reason there if you feel like you want to, but just for this particular account, I'm just not going to touch it because I have like so many other dispute reasons here, and that one is really not important. Same thing with the comments here. Now, if there were derogatory comments where they were saying certain things, then I would probably dispute that. But these comments are, nah, I'll just leave that alone. And also with data first delinquency, I'm not going to touch that. Dispute status, I'm not going to touch that either. Okay, and where it says original creditor, of course we're going to put something here, and what I have chosen to put here is this. So this says error misreporting is fraud. So I want to clearly let them know that, and I want to challenge that. I'm not saying that they are misreporting, but I'm definitely challenging that in that way. And so where it says bureau code, they actually are reporting the bureau code correctly. We're not going to touch it just because we're just not. And last reported doesn't really matter. We're not going to touch that either because that could vary across the board to all bureaus. So anyways, so here is the rest of the dispute letter. And as you can see, of course, it is turned into 4 pages. But however, I'm going to break this down because I don't like to send anything that's more than 3 pages long. But I have my ways of kind of just doing that and making it fit in. So again, and I think I said this on the last video, but I'm going to say it again in case you didn't see the first series. So of course, we're not going to send this letter in this way to TransUnion. What we're going to do is this, and we're going to do this for all 3 of our letters. Since this is Word, it makes it so much easier for us to kind of just go in and take things out and, you know, just kind of put things in different places. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to highlight the Equifax and Experian column, and I'm going to cut it out, right? So once I've cut it out, which is done, see, it messed up my letter, but I'm going to fix it, okay? And I'm just going to spread this out. Okay, and so it looks like this, and now it's 3 letters again. Yes, okay. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to print it out now. So I'll go to print. I'll print this out, you know, I'm not going to actually go do it now, but I'll go and I'll print this out, and then I'll just kind of just save it if I want to save it. Like if you need to save it for your records, just go ahead and save it and then print it. And then I'll just kind of back out of where I took the other 2 columns out. And if I'm going to take another column out, I'll just go in and I'll take, you know, Equifax's column out and cut that. And I didn't cut it. And so for the other columns, you'll do much of the same. You'll just cut the columns out, and like even if you need to paste them over to the side for a second while you get things correct the way you want it, that's fine too. Whatever works for you. I know that this can seem like the long way of disputing or just creating dispute letters and things of that nature, but I'm just showing you guys one strategy and one way that I dispute and one way that works for me. So there's many other ways that I use that work for me. I just wanted to kind of show you something that could really be beneficial to you and that you could use, something that I knew for sure that could actually help you. And it's just about, for me, being strategic with my disputes. If you notice here, like as opposed to just kind of doing a letter saying, hey, you know, the date is wrong or whatever, I'm pointing out so many other dispute reasons, and I'm challenging the collection in so many other areas than just one maybe specific area that I'm saying, or I'm not just asking them to verify or validate the debt and that's all. I'm challenging many different things here. So just keep that in mind when you're disputing and you're disputing your collections. Also, you want to check Innovis always, because that's the fourth largest credit bureau. We want to see what they're reporting on you. And if you have anything reporting on Innovis, you'll make a column for Innovis, you know, LexisNexis, and whatever other bureau that you are disputing with. Okay, so this should be fun. So, craziest thing that I've ever done to get my clients a deletion. When I searched up the CEO of TransUnion, Chris Cartwright, I found his information. So I emailed him because my client wanted to buy a house, y'all. Like, she needed a house for her kids. And anyway, so she had one thing that TransUnion was holding on to, and the lenders would not give her a loan. I told him how she was a single mom and how she struggled, and I also CC'd like TMZ and like a bunch of other like news broadcasters and just like anybody I could think of. I wanted to make him think that I would like really like out him and make him like look bad. Is that bad, y'all? But I didn't threaten him or anything. I was just telling him like her situation, and you have the power to change her life. And guess what? She got an auto deletion in like 2 days. Got her house. It worked. And I didn't lie or break the law to do it.